Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everyone. Rise and shine, right? Hope you guys are doing well. I'm Wave Meteorologist Brian Good. Welcome to, it's Storm Talk, but I didn't have a shower talk type music or graphics. So, and it's not exactly a sunny setup coming our way here later this week. So this is kind of in between. Of course, the other option would be snow talk, but we're not ready for that yet. At least I don't think we are. A lot to explain. It's our first really autumn type front coming our way as we head into this weekend. It's going to kind of shake our weather up. It's been quiet for quite some time. So this one's going to grab your attention a little more. And for a lot of the fall lovers out there, you're ready for some change. You're ready for some cooler weather. You're ready to have a reason to get out into the cornfields and go and find some pumpkins for you to put onto your porch without feeling like you're wearing flip-flops and shorts. I totally understand that feeling. So there is certainly a mental aspect to this, too, on having a cooler pattern come our way. And it's all on track to arrive. What that all means in the finer details, I'm going to try to explain, plus give you a little bit of outlook into a bit of the longer term as well, which Jackson is ready for the longer term. Can't wait to find out. Yes, you're right. The GFS long range always is good for a laugh, but here's the good news. I'm not just talking about the GFS long range. I'll explain here in just a few more minutes there. You guys are long range people, I know. That's why I love you. All right, let's start off with the short range. Let's get through that first. That's important, right? First off here is, this is important. How can I forget this? Don't forget the winter forecast is coming out Halloween night. I've been mentioning this a lot. I'll be mentioning this almost every single day, 5 to 10 times a day between now and Halloween, just FYI. It will be, of course, on the Wave Weather app first. All right, it'll hit the app first. That's important to go ahead and get it downloaded and ready to go. I've got several of the graphics done. We are doing our snow gases once again on the team, and some interesting choices have been already submitted in. So a lot to decipher. And again, that'll be Halloween night. Plenty of time to discuss that in the coming days. Speaking of Halloween, there's some pumpkins, obviously. Got like a couple of buses there. Maybe field trip day to Huber's Orchard and Winery. What a great setup there. It's going to be quite warm this afternoon. In fact, we're going to be up there a little close to 90 in Louisville anyway. Now, the record is safe at 96. The record tomorrow is 92. Right now, that also does look safe. That was set back in 1959. But we could still get close to 90 here in Louisville as with the next couple of days. Type 2, if you're over it, because I am definitely over talking about temperatures around 90 degrees or anything like that. It's just, let's move on. Let's get into a different season. This one, summer just lasts so long around here, right? Okay, so here's the latest on the satellite. Obviously, there's nothing to show. It's quiet. New problems anywhere nearby. I'm seeing a lot of twos in the chat there. Good. I'm glad. I was worried I was going to see, I didn't give you guys another option, but I'm glad I didn't see other things besides twos. Quiet across the eastern third of the United States and really the eastern half. Easy to see the ring of fire, if you will. With high pressure here, you got showers and storms kind of surrounding the high pressure going all the way around us. More of an easterly flow for the peninsula down in Florida. Helping out Texas, though, at least providing for rain for Houston and Galveston. Then you get into the Rockies. You get into mountain snow, especially in Utah. They've had a decent amount of snow there for the ski resorts. They're excited. And then you got record heat because the way it's positioned, a lot of that heat is going also right into North Dakota, where they're talking about 90 degrees. Same story in International Falls, the icebox of America. Was about 86, 87 yesterday. So we're not alone. Everyone's in the same tone. You can probably go into any television market right now across the plains, the Midwest, the Northeast, and certainly the Great Lakes. And the topic is the same. Where is fall? Why is it so warm? We're over it. Why are the leaves not looking so impressive at this point because of the drought? So everyone's in the same boat on that idea. But again, this is an exciting change we'll have come our way. I do want to at least mention Philippe that is still out here, by the way, into the Atlantic, just east of the Antilles there, really right along the Antilles. It's forecast to stay a tropical storm, was forecast to go to hurricane level. Now they've backed off on that idea, but it'll stay into areas just east of Bermuda. Bermuda, I think, has had more impacts than probably any other land area this hurricane season. They haven't been directly hit, but boy, they've been on either side. They've had to deal with strong and powerful hurricanes at times, so they've had a lot of waves hit that area, that small island there. It's been kind of a target. All right, here closer to home, we got quiet weather today, as I mentioned, near 89 to 90. Tomorrow, we'll see how close we get to 90. There will be some higher clouds streaming in tomorrow compared to today, so that may shave off a degree or two. So again, I'm not worried about the record being reached there. But then we get into Thursday, and this is where things change. The cold front begins to arrive. Most of the showers and thunderstorms at the front for Thursday when they arrive are going to be more focused into areas of the Ozarks, into southeast Missouri and far west Tennessee and Kentucky. The northern section of this is probably going to be more showers than anything, but either way, you'll notice the radar will begin to light up as we head into your Thursday. We should start to see rain, I would say, for a lot of you watching right now. You may be able to get to work and school if you have that in place. I know it's fall break, but some are still in session. You may leave that day dry, but by the afternoon, it should be raining into a wave country. Once we get into the afternoon, the rain will ease a bit, although we're not entirely done because the front is rather slow. So based on position, even on Friday, there could still be a few showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two, nothing severe. That could pop mainly between Louisville and Lexington for Friday. Otherwise, Friday will actually feature a pocket of clearing right here. We'll go partly sunny, I would say roughly 3 or 4 o'clock Friday afternoon. But the problem with that is that, see this little area of clouds right there? That is actually a second cold front. This is very typical when you have these deep low pressures in the Great Lakes. We usually get a 1-2 punch. This is the second one. They tend to be drier than the first one because the first one steals the show. The second one is usually the temperature changer one that kicks things up. This one will be indeed just that. It will arrive Friday evening. But because we will be partly sunny when this pushes in, that may really start to kick up the wind. I'm starting to see a trend still to get these wind gusts around 30 miles per hour as we get into Friday evening with that second front. And it will remain breezy into Friday night, not as strong as the daytime period, but will stay breezy even on Saturday and likely even on Sunday. And each day the wind will slowly ease downward, but still breezy really for the entire weekend. But that would just keep that fall feel surely in the air. The wind also will work against us on frost potential, though, because as you're about to see, it's going to get colder. But if you don't have a light wind scenario, along with a clear sky, you're just not going to get the frost. In this case, clouds at times may be possible, although this is a pretty classic setup where you get more clouds in the day, more clearing at night. But the wind, I don't know if it's going to be able to relax enough. But if you're in a sheltered area, you typically hear reports of wind. And I'm not talking about big wind events like we had like in March and April, but I'm talking about in general. You can hear the wind up the hill with the trees swaying, but where your house is at, you usually are kind of sheltered in a little bit of a valley area, so you normally don't feel that strong of a breeze. You will be the exception to this type of cold snap. Not only will you be colder than everyone else, but because you're sheltered from the wind, you actually could wake up with some frost. Either Sunday or Monday morning. Both mornings will be possible. But that's not widespread into wave country. That's only valley areas. It's hard to forecast, too, because we don't know where every single little spot is on a map to forecast that and draw it. So just making sure you guys are aware. You know where you're at. You know your location. So if you're typically prone to being blocked from the wind, then yes, you could get a little bit of frost. All right, so windy. In fact, even the extreme outlook forecast index that comes out of the Euro is highlighting. You can't see the numbers there. It's about a 0.78, and what that basically means on a scale of 0 to 1.0 indicates the potential for wind being a little bit out of the norm, and that's not too shocking to see that. But there will be some enhanced wind there again as we into Friday along that second front that moves in Friday night. Again, nothing like March and April. All right, so it's just a gusty wind around 30 miles per hour. Most of you will fall short of that mark, but it will get your attention, and the leaves will be a flying. Even if they haven't changed color yet because of the drought scenario, they will be flying. And you get rain the night before, you're going to have wet leaves everywhere on the road, so the roads will be a little slick, so be careful traveling. All right, so as far as rainfall, by the way, maybe a quarter to half an inch. I may be generous here on this. Doesn't look like a lot of rain. If you can get a thunderstorm, you can get heavier amounts, but right now it's too early to make that call. That front moves on by. Here's a wider view of everything I just said. And there's that second push as we into Friday night into Saturday. Here's the low, easy to see, where the core of it will be up here into Canada. Because of the blocking pattern, though, it really can't go anywhere, so it'll kind of just linger, which is the reason why it'll keep it breezy on Sunday, keep it cool, really, for the early portion of next week. This thing does not really want to move because this section of the Atlantic is closed for business, so it has no choice but to kind of just hang out, say, around Montreal. And they could even get a rain-snow mix out of this. Not here, but up there. Yeah, absolutely they could. Once that begins to slowly try to work its way out of the northeast part of the country, we try to get another southern stream system, another ridge, but we have another low moving in at the same time. I don't know if there's enough room to get a big warm-up out of that. We'll see. It's hard to tell which one at this point is going to win out. I would bet more on the northern stream feature right now that we'll try to push in. But we need to keep an eye. We'll need to keep an eye on how much moisture it can try to pull in from the Gulf of Mexico with that second wave. And that'll be roughly Friday the 13th that we're talking about there. We'll see how that comes together. I know, look. I was going to say I drew a little scary face. Okay. In fact, one thing that I'm watching for this weekend, once we get this front with the wind that blows in Friday night, I mentioned the clear nights but cloudy daytime. That's something I'm seeing. This is a moisture level in the atmosphere just off the ground as we into Saturday. So I do think Saturday and Sunday will feature mostly cloudy skies. We could get some sun breaks, but in many cases will be mostly cloudy, if not even overcast. So I have adjusted temperatures down just a bit. What you will see will still be 60s that will show up. But let me stress, much of the daytime period that you're going to be out and about Saturday and Sunday will be spent in the 50s, not the 60s. So dress for that. This is certainly a pot of chili kind of weekend coming our way. I'm seeing the moisture levels there. Not as much moisture aloft on Sunday, so we may get a few more sun breaks on Sunday compared to Saturday. But still, I think you'll start off sunny in the morning. It'll take until about 12, 1 o'clock, something around there. And the clouds will be like a spaceship of clouds, roll low, flat deck of clouds will form, making it overcast, breezy, chilly, if you will. And you get to about an hour or two before sunset, and they begin to dissolve away. And you get a nice sunset, and you clear out. But again, remaining breezy enough to where frost still may not be able to happen. So we'll go with not likely on frost, possible for Monday morning. Looking ahead, I put these out of order. Didn't mean to do that. I don't know why that map keeps showing up. Ignore this one. This one's not supposed to be there. What I wanted to show you, though, is the new long range on the Euro when it comes to the PNA teleconnection in Pacific North America and oscillation. This is one of those you'll see a lot this winter. One thing I want you to get from that, again, is when you're above the black line here, Generally speaking, there could be other influences, but generally speaking, you will have a trough in the east and a ridge or warm weather in the west. So basically a cool pattern if the trend stays above the black line. If it goes below it, sometimes, not always, but sometimes we end up with more of a warming trend. Notice the outlook for the rest of October into November. Majority of the time is spent near or just barely above the black line, indicating that still a cooler pattern is showing up, at least from the new long range euro coming in. And even the EPO, which is another whole other oscillation index to monitor, but it's the opposite idea. If it's below the black line, it is also a signal for cooler weather for our part of the world. And sure enough, you look at it, there's times where it may touch the line or go above it, but majority of the time it is actually below. Now, this is all interesting because the new outlook from the Climate Prediction Center was for a warm rest of October. We'll see if this is a trend the euro is sniffing out or not. I did check the CFS, which is a version of the GFS model. It's pretty aggressive at times in the cooler weather. In fact, it's got a really cold shot of air trying to show up near Halloween. We'll see. It sniffed the one that's coming this weekend out about 3 weeks in advance, so we'll see. So here's where we're going with the numbers for now. Again, you see the rain chance Thursday into part of Friday. Mainly cloudy during the daytime periods for the weekend. That's the reason why it's going to be cool and chilly. And then next week, I did slow down in the warm up just a bit. I think that low is going to linger long enough in the northeast part of the country that it's going to be hard for us to get the numbers to climb rapidly back up. So very pleasant autumn weather. I think you can't see the lows there, but I think we'll be in the 40s almost every single night next week. So quite the cool setup. So there you go. Hopefully that all makes sense. Any questions? Everyone good? Nathan, please say snow's on the way soon. Yes, snow is on the way at some point in the next 6 months. Let's see. Time to break out the hoodies and put the shorts away for a while. That'd be nice because for a while there yesterday, it looked like we may actually get another surge of mid 80s we're trying to build in. I'm seeing less support for that today than I did yesterday. So that's good. All right, guys. Y'all seem to be in good shape. So, yeah, some questions about cutting grass and everything. If you want to do that, some do that just to mulch the leaves as well. If you have several leaves on the ground, a good time to do it. You really don't want to cut after a frost scenario. But again, the frost level is relatively low risk right now. I think sometimes at my house, I tend to have one more mow in at some point during October. But right now, I think it's been so dry that my grass isn't growing. So I think I'm just going to leave it alone and let it do its thing. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I'll be back at midday. We'll see how these numbers trend here the next few days. We'll see if we do indeed get a more relaxed wind to get frost in here. Something we'll be watching. In the meantime, enjoy the summertime heat.